Hello everyone, and welcome to Ludo History, and this time we have a guest!
Hello!
So, everyone, chat, give a warm welcome while we're waiting for the bot to do bot things to Eleanor, who is going to be joining us for this stream of more Elden Ring.
And I'm very excited to see more of it, because it is a beautiful and confusing game.
Oh, there's so much.
Ideal experience.
There's so much happening, and I do not understand the lore yet. I will never understand the lore. There's so much lore.
Yeah. So I have my trusty copy of the Mabinogion to hand in case of Welsh incidents.
Love it. I'm so excited because I mean you've been in chat the last couple of weeks, and I think it's pretty clear even just from watching that just how much there is in this game that is Welsh influenced, if not explicitly borrowed.
Yep, I mean, the giant wolfman was probably the most crucial clue to me.
Oh?
Not because Wales is full of werewolves. Wales is actually remarkably werewolf-free, but his name is Wolf in Welsh.
Oh yeah, it is. Blaidd, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep, Mr. Blaidd. So, yeah, at that point it's like, okay, so we are engaging with Welsh in a slightly more sensical way than, say, The Witcher.
True. Which,
like, no shade to The Witcher, it's just the Welsh.
Yeah, chat, we've not streamed Witcher 3. When eventually when we get around to that backlog of Witcher 3, there's a lot of... I don't even want to call it, like, properly Welsh. It's, like, all pseudo-Welsh, as long as pseudo-Celtic, pseudo-Norse, all in the same, like, wrapped-up thing.
This is also what I've heard, yes.
Right. Skellige.
Yay!
Yay! And Peter, yeah, I don't know if we'll get to Blaidd, because Priority 1 is beat Godric. Priority 2 is how long does it take to beat Godric? And then we'll go from there. So, if we have time, absolutely. If we don't, we won't worry about it. But, as always, if you missed any of this stream, it'll be archived on Twitch for 2 weeks and on YouTube after that. And if you are watching the VOD, hello, do consider coming and joining us live, because it will be loads of fun, and we have lots of good conversations and shenanigans, and it's just a more enjoyable experience. And with that, let's get into it. First things first, gotta go shopping. Cause
there he is.
There he is! We got way the heck up here last time. I felt very good about finding how to parkour up here.
Oh wow, this is an environment.
Oh, it sure is. Look at that dome over there. Quality domes.
This game does not lack domes in my brief experience of it. Hello, giant glowing tree!
Hello, giant glowing tree. Oh, by the way, did we mention that this is just Yggdrasil? This is just Norse.
Did someone say Norse influence?
Did someone? Yeah, its name is even Erdtree, so it's Earth Tree in vague German. Pseudo-German?
Oh, of course it is.
Pseudo-German.
Yep.
Let's do this one, because I believe it's here. I think I need to get to here in order to go shopping. Eleanor is a bit quiet. Let's fix that. We can absolutely fix that. Okay. In the meantime, do you want to introduce what you kind of actually do while we are just trying to go shopping?
Yeah, for sure. So in my day job, I am a PhD student at the University of Cambridge, and I study saints cults in a specific 14th century manuscript, which takes me into Celtic stuff a little bit every now and again, because we've got some Cornish and some Welsh saints, but my background is in medieval Welsh literature, and hopefully this game gives me a chance to talk about medieval Welsh Arthuriana, my beloved.
True.
A topic I am very, very fond of.
As we should be. I sadly know Mallory much better than I know other things, but...
Whereas I know Mallory probably the least of any Arthurian anything.
Understandable. It's very funny that he is such a horrible person, right? He gets thrown in prison for fighting on both sides of the 100 Years' War. And get specifically excluded from pardons from said prisons twice, and then somehow still manage to get access to and then compile pretty much all the English traditions about Arthuriana into one relatively coherent manuscript.
This is delightful information.
He's such a horrible person.
The big manuscript that everyone's using as their source for chivalry in the Victorian period.
Exactly.
This guy, world's least chivalrous man.
Honestly.
I like that we have. Is it Evil Flower?
Evil Flower.
Yeah. More evil plant life should be a feature of things in general.
True. Very. I don't know. I don't remember what they actually say it is, but in my opinion, right, it's very much a pop cultural idea of like mandrake. Oh heck! I gotta roll.
Yeah.
I gotta roll.
Which
Run.
of course this is not especially similar to a mandrake. But the way that it's moving around, I can see that.
Exactly. And the idea of it being, in some way, I guess, associated with a supernatural being able to call down a starfire, question mark? Call down a meteor shower on our face.
Very fun. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, very, very Victorian, in that associating the Mandragora with fairy instead of just vaguely spooky things.
Yeah,
but still.
You're right, that is extremely Victorian.
But still, we take it.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the interesting things, right? Is that in the medieval world you just have spooky shit. Like there is just
Exactly.
spooky shit everywhere. And then the Victorians are very excited to find medieval sources to say the world is full of spooky shit because they've been missing it. But they're also like, no, we have to find like a way for this to exist that makes sense to us.
So we have classifications of spooky shit instead of just, wow, that was spooky. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, they called her Miranda.
Miranda, huh? Interesting.
And also,
Yeah.
I wonder where my merchant is.
This is now actually reminding me. Gosh, I hope the merchant's okay.
Hopefully.
This is reminding me of a quiz I once saw. I forget on what website that was on like Welsh folklore and mythology in theory, and it included a question about classifications of Welsh fairy, and I was like, this doesn't seem like a thing I've run into before. And it was from one, like literally one guy from the late 19th century who had done a tour of Wales once and had then written a book about the different types of magical shit you might find there. So, like,
Love it. Honestly, ideal.
Yeah. You are reliant on this one American man who went to Wales once for this statement about Welsh folklore belief at the time.
That's very funny.
But like, yeah, that's just the 19th century all over, isn't it?
Sure is. Oh god, this guy is rolling me. Honestly.
What is this guy's headgear?
He's wearing a pumpkin.
I was thinking that because we can wear a pumpkin, can't we?
Yeah, I got it from one of his friends.
Oh, I see. I wonder where the pumpkin head imagery is coming from.
Great question. What? I rolled that. Ah, that was nearly very ugly. If he had hit me with a direct hit, I would have died there, and I would have been very embarrassed about it.
I mean, is dying in Elden Ring embarrassing? It seems to be a common pastime.
Hey, dying to this guy is embarrassing. It's not who do you die to. It's not do you die. It's who do you die to.
Yes, that does make sense. I suppose you don't want to say, yeah, the pumpkin killed me.
Exactly. I genuinely don't know where the pumpkin head imagery is coming from, though, broadly speaking, because...
Yeah.
You're right, it doesn't really... I mean... Pumpkins are not a thing in... Good chunk of medieval
imagery
Europe.
associated with Halloween goes back a couple hundred years, not to the medieval period, I don't think.
No,
But that's also usually turnips until fairly recently.
I think it's an American tradition that turns it into pumpkin. Hey, look.
Yeah, which makes sense because you guys have pumpkins very easily available.
Yo! Wait, I love this.
Oh, wait, who's this?
She's the merchant I was looking for.
Wow.
Wait, I love.
The 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 head is saying like Jacobean to me.
Yes, I'm getting 18th century French.
Yeah, the outfit is saying university scholar, maybe?
Yeah, I'd check with that. I'd say certainly. I can't decide more if it's Victorian imagining of university scholar or actual historical university scholar.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to speak on that, but
it's definitely one of those two.
Yeah, the leaves and the barefootness is saying there's something weird going on here.
Yeah, I don't know why she's not wearing shoes. Please put on shoes. There are sharp rocks around. I don't want you to get cut.
I was gonna say there's so many crystals on this floor.
Also, maybe like put those away. Like I'm company. How rude.
Yeah, man. When was the last time you tidied this place?
Exactly. Look, another reliquary. It's the same reliquary.
Ooh. Can we buy it?
I don't think so. She sells magic.
I wonder you should turn up here.
Ah.
A sorcerer, quite plainly. Why are you here?
I want to learn sorcery.
A yen for glintstone sorcery.
Obviously.
Well, your aptitude does appear passable, but one must choose one's masters wisely.
Mm-hmm.
I was
I
exiled
can't
from
play
the
this
Academy of
accent at
Raya Lucaria
all.
as a revile, apostate with
Jeez, Ace of Spades with hold on, Ace of Spades with a tier 1 gift sub, or tier 1 sub for himself, and then 5 or for themselves, sorry, and 5 gifted subs. Jeez, thank you so much, my friend.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and Fred, if you know where you're gonna be this summer, let me know because you know where I'm gonna be over your side of the way soon. I'm glad you could make it. It's been a hot second. Brother shoes. Okay. Anyway, study sorcery.
Yeah. That sounded to me like a Welsh accent or an attempt at it, which bears out my friend's claim that there are those in the game. Which is nice.
Yes. I need to, however, burn some runes. We're gonna blow up some runes in order to get enough of our random currency in order to buy his magic sword. Because I really just want magic swords in order to turn them into magic Wolverine claws in order to absolutely murder Godric.
I like this. You were like, well, Godric is an abomination of many parts, so what if I gave myself Wolverine claws?
And then just go slice, slice, slice.
without the legs to walk.
Yeah.
So, to become a sorcerer now.
Study sorcery. First thing, Crystal Barrage looks good. Scholar's Armament is more important, but all of these are good, actually. I'm gonna buy all of these.
I will say it's interesting. Obviously, I haven't done a ton of these streams.
Our art.
How many games are like, runes do magic?
Runes
like,
do
by
magic.
existing?
God, it's
Glintstone is the
so frustrating,
golden apple
right? Because I mean, that is, if we want to talk about Victorian influences on medievalism.
vitality.
That is it.
While glintstone
100%.
I mean, there's a little bit of pre-modern stuff going on in that
should not be
Galdra stuff here get associated with runes in a couple of early modern manuscripts,
and the life
but for the most
Yeah.
part, it's Wicca and pagan revival movements starting in the 19th century that do that. So,
Actually, the idea of like divining with runes, which I guess we don't do in this or any other game I've seen.
exactly. Right, the thing is, right, even in those traditions, you're right, it is mostly you cast the runes in order to do stuff, in order to divine the future, and it turns from there into generic source of magic, and then from there into literally just generic.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's quite fun in that we have reinvented writing is magic. Just with runes specifically.
Yes! Yes.
And obviously they do appear in riddles, which is very fun use of them.
Absolutely. Alright, so we got stars and we got magic sword. What do you say we throw on some Wolverine claws? And let's go fight Godric.
Fantastic.
I am so excited. If we maul him with the power of hook claws... Actually, before we do that, I don't want to sit... Sorry, I am so used to Souls games where you sit at the bonfire, then you warp. I forgot I could just do it. First things first, let's go over here and upgrade our Wolverine claws so we can murder him faster.
Excellent. You were like, gotta do the ritual.
Exactly.
The action cannot be completed without the ritual.
Oh, hey.
Oh, these are some NPCs.
These are. Also, shoutouts to Arthuriana with the round table.
Yep, I'm seeing it.
Also, you. We saw you earlier. Yes, we did.
We've got a fucked up king and a fucked up monk.
Yes.
We are now comrades in arms. I think you've earned this.
Have I...
The power of the Golden Order to aid the hunt of those who live in death.
Study incantations. Oh. Oh, those are both interesting.
I serve the Golden
Now,
Order
D, who are you?
that I might put this crooked land to rights, following only the guidance of the great Elden Ring. Those who live in death fall outside the principles of the Golden Order.
Undead Spooky, got it.
Their existence sullies the guidance of gold, tainting its truth. And
This is some
it
rhetoric.
The vermin must
Huh?
be exterminated.
This is definitely some rhetoric we are getting.
Sure is.
Are we going to question this at any point during the game, I wonder?
Oh, probably. I'm sure
This
it'll
is
be
good.
fine. I'm sure it'll all be fine. Let's see... Wrong direction, that's where Gideon is. Gideon won't talk to me yet because I haven't killed Godric. You. Hello, friend. I wish to upgrade things.
Wow, this is a person.
I know.
I took you for dead. No matter, it's all the same.
Gesundheit.
On me.
Strengthen armament. That...
Now,
Do I not have enough...
am I overthinking it? Or is there kind of a Norse-inspired idea here of, like, magic shit gets made by non-human?
no, I think that's definitely in the milieu there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily straightforward,
No,
But-
this isn't a straight up, like,
this isn't a straightforward anything.
Back already, no matter.
that's Elden Ring.
Wow, it just letting me do everything. Okay. That worked. Much stronger weapons should go a long way to helping me here. Oh, right, I can't actually do anything right now. Okay, he's human, but he's very...
He's very something.
Very, very cursed. Interesting, because he...
This makes sense.
Cursed in ways that are interesting, because it's like... I don't know, I guess my immediate thought here would be something akin to a description of, like, horned skin as, like, a thing that exists. But that's usually for
Oh.
warriors, like the Nibelungen lead. Siegfried
Yeah.
is described as having that.
I mean, I was gonna say, Ferdiad in the poem has a skin of horn, which means that it can't be pierced by weapons.
Yeah. So that's a bit
which
different.
Actually, doesn't end great for him.
Ha. It looks so... I don't know, it's like... I don't really know what to make of that. I think you're right, though. Norse is probably the dominant layer here. Just insofar as... Oh, not the button I wanted. That's fine.
Some nice Romanesque arches.
Honestly...
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah. The Gothic.
It's so pointy.
It's so extraordinarily Gothic. Okay. Godric? Godric outgoing. So, the other day, you actually did compare Godric to someone? Oh.
Yeah, it's not a super close comparison, but just because I was thinking about Arthurian stuff, I'll just keep going and let you continue killing him. Yeah, so in Jeffrey of Monmouth, De Gestis Brittonum / Historia Regum Britanniae, whichever you want to call it.
Yep.
There's an incident, I think it's when Arthur is on his way over to Europe to eventually conquer Rome, and he runs into a giant at Mont Saint-Michel, and defeats the giant. And this is one of the only instances where Arthur behaves in Geoffrey the way he would in a Welsh text, fighting things like giants. And Geoffrey has Arthur say that he hasn't had this much fun since he fought the giant Rutho, who had a cloak made of the beards of his enemies stitched together. And there was one beard missing, which was Arthur's. And if Rutho had defeated Arthur, he would have been able to take his beard, but Arthur defeated him and made him add his own beard to the cloak. And so it's that kind of idea of being stitched together that kind of brought this to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a much more of a body horror take.
Obviously a much more body horror take. But yeah, I do love that take, because, right, it is kind of the exploitation of one's enemies, friends, former colleagues, etc.,
Yeah.
all put together as a display of power.
Yeah, it's turning people's kind of personhood into something you can wear.
Exactly.
And of course, in medieval Welsh culture, it's also literally taking their manhood.
Yes.
So if, not to be crap, but if Godric had if Godric had like a bunch of dicks, that would be an appropriate parallel.
Yeah.
I don't think we get to see that. This seems bad.
It's not good news for us, I'll be honest. I'll be honest, it's not the best news for us.
He's melded with the fire-breathing dragon. Fabulous.
Yes, he has. And I swear I rolled that, but that's fine. I don't agree. That's fine. I should heal on that. Come on, get a big set of hits in. Ow.
The fact that the dragon now seems to be kind of an extra arm really adds to that kind of wearable other being vibe.
Doesn't it?
Like, he's not now a dragon man. He's a man who is wearing a dragon on his arm.
Exactly. Ah! Whoa, how did I dodge that? No, don't. He has 1 HP! Fine.
Oh, come on.
No, this is fine. This is all fine. This is all fine.
I am the Lord of all that is golden. And one day, we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Oh, I have thoughts.
Please.
I have many thoughts. So my 2 thoughts are, like, there's 2 possible directions you can take dragon symbolism here. Mm-hmm. One is Arthurian, in which case a dragon represents people. I mean, the famous Arthurian adjacent example is the red dragon of Wales versus the white dragon of the Saxons.
Yes.
This dragon didn't really appear to be either color in any clear sense.
I'd say its color is vaguely grey.
Yeah. If you are in a medieval Welsh milieu and you're running into one of those dragons, usually both, that is a sign for you.
Okay, yeah.
The other thing is... Oh boy.
Let's finish that thought first before...
Yeah, the other thing is, obviously, when he said, I'm the lord of all that is golden, I am, of course, thinking about Beowulf, and the dragon as the kind of anti-king who hoards gold instead of out. And the dragon as also kind of the kingly enemy who can make war on your entire kingdom at once. I'm going, this king has melded with the dragon, and has become dragon-like in his thought, which is an image that occurs over and over again, including in fucking Narnia, of all places.
Yes!
And I suspect that that is a key part of the imagery here, but I wouldn't rule out the red and white dragons either as contributing.
I think there's definitely room and necessity for both, because Godric is apparently also in some way related to the dragon. He describes himself as related to this dragon several times.
Ooh. Okay, I was wondering about that.
Linking it into both, right? Dragon as simultaneously a symbol of divinity and antithesis, or symbol of, I guess, royalty / divinity, and antithesis to both of those things, is, I think, a super interesting space to be doing analysis on it here.
Yeah. And I mean, I should have mentioned earlier that, like, dragon in Welsh poetry is also such a common way to describe a leader in battle or a king, but specifically a warrior, that the word, when you encounter it in poetry, you don't even bother translating it as dragon, you just translate it as warrior, because that's how completely synonymous they are.
97.2% of the time it's going to mean warrior.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it could be that this poet means you to think of a, you know, scaly creature, but most likely they are just saying this because it is the thing that you call every single king without fail.
I love
and it
that.
goes back to potentially the 6th century.
I love that.
Because Gildas refers to Maelgwn Gwynedd Maglacunas as Dragon of the Island. So,
wow.
A very old image. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in a flattering way. I think that it's thought that he's parodying contemporary poetry about Maelgwn.
Sure. But actually, I think that's also interesting in that, right, it's simultaneously both praise and kind of critique at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm never quite sure when someone is describing something as Animalian or Draconic, whether or not they actually think that's a good thing.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the thing, right? Because in Welsh poetry, it's very, very common to use animal imagery for heroes, and I think 99% of the time that is played straight. But at the same time, if you're calling him like a wild boar, that is a thing that kills people. That is the thing it's mostly known for doing. That's why you're bringing it up. So there's always that sense of like acknowledging the power, but in a very violent way. In a way where if you met one of these in the wild, you would not like it.
Exactly, right? And
most of the lions and tigers and boars you meet in the Bible, which is usually the source of this kind of stuff, are bad.
Yes.
Exception being made to the Lion of Judah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that goes kind of cross-culturally. Right, generally it's like, you know, when someone is being compared for their capacity to kill other people, i.e. act like a wild animal, do you actually think that's good? And there's a lot of interesting room, I think, for certainly postmodern readings of medieval texts, and the idea of, wait, are they saying this was a bad idea the whole time?
Oh.
Who could imagine this?
Violence has consequences.
Emmett and I talk about this a whole bunch, where we both increasingly think our respective sagas are both going like, wait, this was a mistake. I mean, it was kind of cool. Like, it's a little bit cool, but also it was mostly a mistake, and we should absolutely not be emulating them right now. Why? No, stop. Contemporary people, contemporary elites, please stop that.
I know Emmett's done like a ton of work on this, but just like the fact that for a solid chunk of human history, if you're talking about heroes, you're not talking about people you want to meet ever.
Exactly.
Love to hear about Hercules' exploits. Do not ever want to encounter the man in person.
Oh god, no.
Oh,
Who is this fellow?
A random dude.
This weasel was.
And this is Godric right there. Just
looking down.
schmick.
Seems like an appropriate end.
Yeah.
I tell you though, what goes around comes around. He had an ugly heart, an uglier countenance.
Okay, you don't have to link all three of those together.
We don't have to put physical beauty in here, but I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't say that linking physical beauty to positive or negative kingship is like the most medieval thing ever.
Literally the most medieval thing one could possibly do, but also please don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, also sometimes you get people cheating with this kind of thing. Like the Irish idea that the king can't be blemished. You have a ton of literary examples, as Emmett could tell you. I'm getting this from Emmett, of kings cheating and going, well, it doesn't count in my case.
Exactly.
I'm totally blemished. I'm back on the throne now.
Yep. Thank you for letting me
What?
shop.
What is around this man's head? Like that?
Yeah.
Not a normal cloak.
Yeah. Let's see if I've got one. I don't know if I've got a copy of the thing in order to actually look at it. Because they do something real weird with this. I don't think I've got the right... It just said... Okay, it just says it's a board hung from the neck. But self-imposed shackle. Yeah.
Huh. Very kind of flatulent. Very... I mean... Seems too obvious to say, but very pilgrim.
Yeah. Yeah. I would very much be inclined to agree. But... Also... Very much, right, they linked it to some kind of, like, I know at some point they linked it to some kind of, like, communal punishment that was practiced in China. And so, really doing weird things with the naming. I don't remember what it is, though. If we find that, I'll have to, I'll point it out, but... Yeah, there's this weird thing of where it's not really clear how that actually serves in a penitential role, but the rough idea of being coerced, being simultaneously, I guess, self-imposed, and somewhat coerced by virtue of that these are the commoners, operates in another very weird space.
Yeah, that is...
Also,
odd.
look at how much detail is in the back of this cape.
That's so nice.
Oh, it's
Look
pretty.
At that fabric.
Oh, it's so pretty. I love it.
I can't comment on it from a costume design point of view, but that fabric, dang.
I mean, I think you can comment on it just in the sense of, right, they are luxurious in their fabrics over here. All the way across. And the level of craftsmanship of this land, right, this dude is just a commoner. He's not nobility, he's not an aristocrat, he's not doing anything. He's just a commoner, and they're able to give him that. So, really pulls together, I think, at least is designed to pull together just how absurdly, obscenely wealthy this land used to be. I mean, not only are they able to do it monumentally, but they're doing it on a very localized level, too.
Yeah, and of course, like, this guy doesn't seem like he's in the best nick himself, but if he had rich clothes a long time ago, they clearly stood the test of time.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 2 arm rings, like, he's not...
Yeah.
That's vibing.
Arm rings also, like, very obviously Beowulfy.
Yes.
Or similar.
Yes. Anyway, I'm also procrastinating because look at this tower.
This is so Victorian.
So Victorian.
In a confusing way. Well, I'm like, normally I would associate this kind of shape overall with, like, neoclassical, but it's Gothic all over it, which is very Elden Ring.
Let's back up and actually take a look at it. Because, yeah, right, the vast majority of the time I find that the game operates in a Gothic space, but it is interesting, right? Certainly the Gothic aspects of this, i.e. the pointed design of the tree, is far less Gothic than the monumental space immediately around it.
Yes.
Right? By comparison, this is super Romanesque.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's weird.
No, I love it.
I don't know what to make.
I think it's deliberate.
Yeah.
Because everything associated with the royal capital is Romanesque. It seems.
Ah.
And I think it's super cool.
Yeah. And it is very much like, it's fantastic in the way that it's basically gone like, okay, what eras are the Victorians and those just before them obsessed with from the past? The Gothic era and the classical era.
Yeah.
We're gonna smash those together.
Yep.
Like, just fucking mush them together.
I mean...
You're gonna get concentrated essence of Victorian view of the past.
Yep. And then also, let's elaborate on that, because look at the other half of it. They just, like, fucking forgot to design the interior in a way that works. Right?
Yeah.
There's, like, nothing, why is there nothing on the walls? Look at how much money. Look at how much money you just threw at the outside. Put some of that money on the inside.
This is giving me kind of ruined vibes. This is giving me vibes of like somebody came in here and took anything worth taking off the walls at some point, and the stone was the only thing they couldn't take with them.
Yeah. And then they leave these little, like, I guess, mortuary windows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what to make of this shape, because the way that the Romanesque arches have been filled in feels like kind of later building, like multiple layers of building, but this feels like it was built all in a piece.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to also get it to look at the... Let's turn on the lantern. See if that helps us at all. Oh, that helps a lot.
Oh, lovely.
Look at above the door right there.
Yeah, I think I've seen one of these before in a previous stream.
Yeah, I think we saw it at the very beginning. That was another bit of it.
I will say this feels much more like being in an Italian church than
Yeah.
any churches I've been in England or France.
I agree. Wait! They're doing gravestones right. Ish.
Ooh.
Ish.
Say on.
Right, I mean, if we look outside, there's all these grave spaces that are very 18th, 19th century, right?
Yeah.
Right, these are modern. These are literally all modern. They are all Protestant. They are probably American.
Yeah, they probably are Protestant. I've seen similar ones in Anglican churchyards.
But in
yeah.
here, right, in comparison, these, they don't look like they're actually gravestones, but the idea that that there's something human-sized, right? Human-sized
Indoors,
in a block,
under the building.
indoors, incorporated into the floor of a sacral space?
Yeah.
That's much more right.
Right, because this is your medieval cathedral. You get buried indoors if you are a really big name, or if you've given them a lot of money.
Exactly.
Which often the same thing. If you aren't a really big name and you live in the city, you're probably buried outside the cathedral anyway. But you don't get a gravestone.
Exactly, you just got buried.
You're thrown in the pit, and at some point there will be too many bodies under there, and the bones will start coming up out of the ground, which is a real thing that happens
With
in real life.
staggering regularity.
Yep, which means English church wardens have to spend a lot of time fishing bones out and reburying them, as I understand it. Oh, this is a bishop's chair again.
It is a bishop's chair, I love it. It is a bishop's chair for someone significantly bigger than a bishop.
Now, I can't tell if this is just like, we want to show off how big our fucking chairs can get, or if this is drawing on the conceit that in the ancient times, everybody was taller.
I mean, I think it's also that this is Godric's seat, and Godric was physically pretty bulky.
It was pretty massive. Yeah,
But also, I do like the idea that, right, all the demigods are just freaking enormous, because they are ancient, and that's what ancient people do.
Yeah, I mean, it's hilarious because based on what we know, ancient people tend to be, if anything, smaller, right?
Yeah.
Humanity is steadily been getting taller, but like, a lot of medieval cultures will have beliefs that their ancestors were both much taller and much longer lived than they were. And Wales is no exception.
Thank you, the Bible, again.
The Bible, exactly.
Methuselah,
Yeah,
I see you.
One of my favourite Welsh Arthurian texts has a guy from the 12th century who has a dream that he travels back to Arthur's time, and Arthur meets him and is like, oh wow, this is who's defending the Isle of Britain now?
Oof.
But you're so small.
Oof, unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is kind of satirical, seemingly.
Of course.
And deeply confusing. But it is, yeah. Imagine you go back in time and King Arthur looks at you and he's like, sorry, this is the future? This?
You're tiny.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the exact quote.
Incredible. In the meantime, I'm going to be angry about pottery, because the one thing I think this game is doing abjectly pretty poorly right now is the pottery.
I am getting not quite Assassin's Creed vibes, but there's
Assassin's Creed does it so much.
The place.
Assassin's Creed does it so much better. That's the thing that makes me
Yeah.
sad. Right, there's no decoration on any of these pots. There's not
I
even...
see what you mean.
There's not even, like, inscribed designs carved in. There's like a band around the top of this one. That's lame.
Okay, yeah. I see what you mean, like, because I remember from Assassin's Creed being like, what are these doing here? But these, it's like, they're not even nice, which presumably explains why they're still there, but...
Yeah, but
They even do in such a fancy space.
it's just depressing.
It is. Oh, this is so pretty though.
Oh,
This scenery is delightful.
yes. Liurnia of the Lakes.
Ooh, we gonna get some ladies of the lake?
Oh no, there's someone right here to talk to. Who are you?
Splendid.
Are you Roderica
Ooh.
again?
Hello? Is someone there? My name is Hayata,
No.
and I'm journeying in search of the distant light. If I might
Oh,
be so
West
bold
Country
as to
accent.
ask, would you donate any Shibriri grapes in your possession to me?
Uh-huh. Also, you
My
have
sight
no
only
eyes.
sees birth, you see.
Oh.
I can't tell which way I'm supposed
This
to go.
isn't. This makes not the first
When I reach one of
character.
those grapes, I can feel a distant light in the back of my eyes. It will lead me to my true
There it
duty
is.
as a finger maiden.
This is a very Souls thing.
Many thanks to you.
This is a very,
Now I
very
can
Souls
feel the
thing.
distant light once more.
Uh-huh.
You are most kind indeed. May the blessing of the fingers
Right,
be
because
upon
there
you.
is a thing in pretty much every Souls game that says that sorry, I want to go to the Heartbroken Maiden real quick because she is plot relevant, but they pretty much all say that the person who helps you level up is blind. That's like their shtick.
See.
Every time.
I wonder what that. There's got to be some kind of symbolism going on.
Probably. Hopefully that didn't just bork things very badly. But right, ever since Demon Souls, the Maiden in Black has wax over her eyes. And then Dark Souls 1, there actually isn't a maiden. I guess Dark Souls 2 doesn't do that. But at the hold, Peter Tetanus is. Oh, she's in Round Table Keep. Okay. But yeah, right. The one in DS1 is mute. For the Firelink Maiden. In Dark Souls 2, you've got someone who's I guess she's actually relatively normal. In Dark Souls 3, they're explicitly blind. And you can actually give them sets of eyes. And that's
Now,
bad.
who's this?
Nice to see you again.
Little Red Riding Hood.
My name is Roderica.
No kidding.
I should have told you sooner. Isn't this place impressive though? The round table hold, covert quarters of the Two Fingers, and gathering place of champions who vie to become Elden Lord. I never knew the guidance bestowed upon us Tarnished had such fantastic roots, although it's all a bit much for me, in truth. I'm still looking for my own purpose.
Okay. I need to talk to her a bunch of times.
Much for me. I'm still looking.
No, she's just not going to give me the jellyfish.
I'm trying to work
Rude.
out if the colours she's wearing have a particular significance.
Great question. Looks like it's
I
pretty
mean-
much just white and red.
Yeah, well, that's what's distinctive to me about it, and there's tons of things that could be. But she also looks like she's maybe blonde, yellow hair.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Olwen in Kilochak Olwen has yellow hair and a robe of flame red silk.
Nice!
Yeah.
That's close enough.
And actually, yeah, medieval Welsh women's beauty, at least in Kilochak Olwen, is very much associated with yellow, red, and white. Those are the three colours.
Nice.
Which is also how you get characters like Angharad Goldenhand in Alan Garner's modern children's novels.
Sure.
Where she wears red and white and has red gold hair.
Makes sense.
Be sure to tell me if you meet a young woman. She's a servant. She's been.
I haven't met her, yes. Okay.
Who's this vampire ass motherfucker?
Trevor Belmont who overdressed.
I mean, literally. Like, what century
Just-
are you from, my
Just
good man?
he borrowed Alucard's garments for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who is your deal?
Look at you.
Oh good, they just put the description,
Of a challenger who's felled her mark. Fine and well. Now lay out your
I will talk about her later. So description for the hood. A hooded cloak of vivid crimson, worn by expatriates royalty, increases vigor. Such cloaks were gifted to those who departed on journeys without specific orders to faraway lands from which they would never return. In other words, the gift of a cloak made it easier for undesirables to be on their way. Roderica never once saw the guidance of grace.
That is fascinating.
She's
Yeah.
crestfallen and can scarcely swing a blade.
Uh-huh.
But she has a gift for spirit tuning.
Interesting.
I saw another one like her long ago. Their eyes share the same hue.
Interesting. Now we need to talk to her again. And Kappa Crab with 12 months in a row. 1 full year at the tier 1 subscription. And don't worry about not being in streams. You are due to graduate in 3 weeks. Focus on graduating and then we will be here when you come back.
I'm not we're still Wolverine.
In truth.
Yeah, we're still going full Wolverine because dang it, it worked.
You're telling me I possess
It worked.
gift?
Yep.
I don't
We were
believe
successful.
you.
It wasn't even
If I do,
honestly, it wasn't even that close.
and goodness
I was
knows,
rusty, so I got hit on some things that I shouldn't have been.
suppose I should try to hone it, shouldn't I?
But
I'll ask Master Hugh to teach me. Certainly he does appear intimidating and holds no love for us tarnished. But I know he's trapped here at the Round Table Hold.
so
I can tell. He's a gentle soul underneath it all. If I do have a talent, I suppose I'll ask Master.
Okay, now you talk to him again to persuade him to let her do things.
Literally mental student matchmaking.
Lay out
Sure are. I hit the wrong button.
the girl. Are you out of your mind?
Yep.
Who'd stay with an ugly brute who only knows how to
Ooh, a lot of tropes coming up there.
Besides, I refuse to believe it.
Come on.
I don't doubt you, but I know when something's
So she's literally right there. Do I need to like have her walk over here and tell you herself?
Walk her over. Yeah.
If I do, I suppose I should try. I'll ask Master. I suppose I should try. I'll
Come
ask
on.
Master Hugh.
Is this a situation where you just kind of have to leave them to their own devices? Or
no matter.
I suspect. I do. Yeah. Shame.
Shame.
I hate that. It sells well. She'll be ready when I reload. Boo! Having to
But we
take...
want instant gratification.
Exactly.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Hang on.
A
I
lady
need
in
actually...
black.
Yes.
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you once more?
Since we're here.
The blessing. Would you like to? Now, come closer.
Since we're here. Have a hug.
Is this like a thing that we do
Yeah.
in this game? Nice.
You can just get a hug.
The healing powers of a hug.
You are so very warm.
She also saps her life force.
I was
But
gonna say, that does sound like a little bit of a vampiric thing to
Where
say.
I come from, after I received the warmth and lively vigor from a number of champions, I lay with the remains of an exalted noble to grant him another chance at life.
Oh, now
To
that
do
is
so
fascinating.
is the
oh
purpose of
yeah.
my being.
No, it's wild.
Well,
Before I
fascinating.
prepare the noble into new life, I was awakened by the guidance of grace and chased from my birthplace. Pray, be kind. Despite all that, I still wish to be a deathbed companion. So please, let me hold you like this as often as it
Oh.
takes. Then good day
It's
to you.
some kind of
Lay is a
commentary on chivalry.
lay is 100% a euphemism, Peter.
Been kind of performing a
Right.
priestess of Inanna.
Thinking about, you cannot possibly think about a ritual like that as like a truly bizarre variant of like female human sacrifice to accompany male elite burials without thinking about it in erotic terms.
Yeah. See, I'm just thinking about, like, again, that interwoven thing of, like, higher, older noblemen and younger, less secure noblemen and chivalry.
Yes.
And the way that chivalry is supposed to tie your kind of younger, more hot-headed noblemen to your older, more aristocratic, more powerful noblemen. And in this case, literally directly through, I guess, kind of chivalrous encounters with a lady.
Yep.
That
It's
is
not particularly subtle, but it is great. And as
Yeah,
Ludwig points out, she is
training.
well, it's a little bit ambiguous. She's definitely seems to be nude in the opening cutscene where she is introduced.
Interesting.
So, absolutely is meant to be erotic.
I thought you'd receive
Yeah.
a summons to the round table.
Hello.
Felly Lou,
Yes.
This is an outfit.
I'm glad to see you here. I have something for you.
Exotic.
I found it in Godric's grave.
Yeah.
That's
You
totally.
want to defeat him. I would hazard.
Yep.
Make good use of it.
Uh-huh.
I don't intend to make a habit of scavenging corpses.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Ah, yes. I wonder if he's in his study. The room Encher's guarding.
Wait,
just over
she's
there.
the foster
If you
daughter
haven't
of
already, I
Gideon?
advise you introduce yourself.
I
Father
guess.
is leader of the round table.
Cool.
I'm sure
She's
he'll
the foster
continue
daughter of
to
Gideon Offric.
It's about time
That's
I
cool.
head off. I'll see you again.
That's very cool. Will you let us in now? No? Let us in. Let us in. Also,
Oh. Wow.
purchase stuff. I can purchase so much stuff.
Now, what is this?
Great question. Just gonna buy that real quick, and then we're gonna buy
Really?
2 of those real quick. Because
The
we're okay
Elden
on
Ring
level for the
experience.
moment. And then let's get a better... Let's get that, I guess. That seems fine. They're old crones who do magic using a dice staff with bells. And are dead. You
Yeah,
know,
that was the bit I was wondering about.
as you do. As you do. Undeath,
Cool.
magic, shopping, same difference. And
Cool.
Get in.
Let us in.
Will you actually let me in, please? Honestly. I think that's all I can do here right now. Which means we're gonna go to Liurnia and not to Florida.
Florida?
Caelid. Look, have you seen Caelid yet?
I think I saw it briefly the last stream I showed up in. In the chat, that is.
Have I talked to the Two Fingers? I don't entirely know, because remembering when there's like a week between streams, paying attention to things is not clear. But I don't think I've talked to them yet.
This is a landscape.
Florida. Poison swamps. Garbage.
Makes sense. Oh, hello. What are we riding?
Torrent. A cutie.
Oh, I see. I was
Okay.
taken off guard by the horns.
He's a good horse.
I love that. I love media where you cannot simply ride a horse. You will ride a horse-like version of another animal,
Exactly.
which is honestly also better for getting down cliffs on.
Honestly, way better with how excessive this whole place is.
No kidding.
That's angry noises.
We don't love
Oh,
that. Is that a giant blood man?
yes, and I am dead.
Oh. I didn't like that shot of its beak. I saw teeth.
There are in fact teeth in it.
Teeth and beaks, real bad.
I hate that.
Well,
Well,
giant birds.
let's try that again, but better. Let's try that again, but better. Ow. Or at least different.
I'm trying to think of if this reminds me of anything, but so far I am literally just getting the Skeksis from the Dark Crystal.
I think that is the correct. I think that is the most correct option.
Yeah. Like, the alternative is Harpy, and this very clearly doesn't have a human face, which is the major component.
God, and there is. I'm getting, like, no. No surviving here.
This is a very deadly bird. I mean, I guess medieval culture ravens, very associated with eating dead people. Sometimes alive people, maybe. Is this meant to be a raven? Unclear.
I survived. I did not survive. Caled.
Florida, huh?
Florida.
What if we went somewhere else?
What if I went somewhere else? Also, had a weapon that was a little bit faster and longer range.
I was gonna say, I imagine if you're fighting a giant bird, you want something a little bit more long than Wolverine claws.
Yeah.
That is spear territory.
At least. I do have the option of Zweihander.
Oh boy.
It's big.
It's a Zweihander, so I would imagine. Oh wow.
It's big.
Just about the largest sword a mere man is capable of swinging. You don't say. Oh, I remember that.
I remember that. It was a great time. It was dumb.
It was a very good time. Everybody else was making the obvious Game of Thrones reference, and I outed myself as someone who'd watched more Naruto than they maybe should.
Yeah.
Oh, so many.
So many things already.
Weapons and options. Weapon options.
Honestly, we're not even, like, all that far in. We've got so many more options yet to get. I don't know what I want to do here. I think maybe Partisan. I think maybe the Partisan. Oh, I'm Fat Roll. And that makes me too heavy. That makes me Chonky Roll. Huh. And this dude with 2 more gifted subs. To Jakista and Wakasa Wakasa. And I've not been paying attention to chat, so in case there's anything important happening in chat.
Yeah, normally I would be watching chat, but at the moment I am screen sharing through Discord, so I can't see the chat.
Slowly restores HP. Also, I got an Arsenal charm, didn't I?
You did. From
Raises maximum equip load. Well, that's good.
We can go back to what we were doing before.
Exactly. Immediately back to what we were doing before, but now with... Oh, I still can't wear the pumpkin. Boo.
Aww, shame.
Big shame. That's alright. And a compliment. We have a compliment redeemed in chat using channel points. What are our thoughts?
I can't see the chat.
Yep, just basically, right? When we redeem compliments, it's just, what is something about the game you've seen so far that, from a historical perspective usually, but also an ooh shiny perspective, what is something you like?
I see. I mean, it feels too easy to say I like the landscapes, but I do really love the landscapes.
I really like the landscapes.
They are very dreamlike, but at the same time, like, when I look at these, they feel kind of familiar. You know, like you've seen them in a dream?
Yeah.
And a lot of game landscapes don't do that for me. Like, not to dunk on Assassin's Creed, which often had some very beautiful landscapes, but they didn't remind me of anything.
Exactly. I wholeheartedly agree. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Just gonna yoink that first. Sacred Tear, hello.
All right.
Hello, another scholar.
Oh, tarnished, aren't you?
Yes.
Then perhaps you could spare some runes. Believe it or not, I studied glintstone sorceries at the academy.
Another sorcerer friend.
For
He also has a
small
kind of
donation,
Welsh accent.
I'd be happy to share my knowledge.
Yeah. Donate?
Is this like a...
I'm dead. I died recently, so I can't donate the brew.
Oh, shame.
Don't worry, we can fix this. We have the power.
Oh, they care to donate to believe it or not.
Uh-huh.
For a small
Uh-huh.
You are a true. My name is Topes.
Topes.
Presently,
Okay.
apologies, friend. I'm afraid my meager. Oh, right. I can tell you what I know about this place.
Uh-huh.
You've seen that structure to the north?
Yes?
Towering over the water.
Uh-huh.
That's the Academy of Rain.
Yes!
Only its doors have been after they declared
So
the
our
Academy
scholars.
cast repelling seals, as you might have guessed, making
Uh-huh.
entrance to the Academy impossible. So I'm stuck. When they cast the seals,
Blah, blah, blah.
I
Okay. We'll talk more about
Oh.
them later. So, basically,
Stellan.
right, he's a... sounds like the place we saw, right, as that we were redeeming the compliment, is the main Sorcerer's Academy, which I expected. Creates... Interesting. Interesting.
Why not find yourself a
Uh-huh.
stone key?
Uh-huh.
Without one, you can't pass through the academy.
Uh-huh.
And you'll never reach the Erdtree capital.
Yep.
And if you find an extra glintstone key, perhaps, once you've tied up all your loose ends, and I can be very... Would you... I know it. I'm a bluntstone, but still.
Okay.
You've taken an apprentice. Well, that is... Selin was well known.
Uh-huh.
The most promising sorceress in the history of the academy. I followed her at school. But there may as well have been an ocean between us. But Selin was expelled from the academy, accused of unthinkable treatment of certain sorcerers,
Oof.
under the name of the Graven Witch.
Oh, that's probably not a good sound.
Of the illustrious
I see. And hopefully providing a bit of guidance, behind the chapel, if I go to that graveyard, behind the chapel, there will be a thing to help learn more magic, to do more stuff.
Oh, hello.
Oh yeah, also there are
Wildlife?
kangaroo rats in this world for some reason. Ow! Did you just
Well,
land on me?
Yep.
Excuse me.
I am an absolute sucker for, like, what if we mashed up two animals and made them an animal? That Avatar The Last Airbender shit, like, eat it up.
Understandable.
Big fan of this. God,
Let's-
even just the ruinedness of the chapels, obviously, I guess there's kind of a post-apocalyptic vibe. And kind of a post-Roman vibe, but there's also, like, again, a Victorian idea of the medieval vibe acted.
Very much so.
You know, in that, like, the idea of the medieval becomes medieval remains, medieval ruins, instead of what those buildings would have looked like when they were in use. Flying skulls, huh?
Yep. We're
Fun.
just fighting the Grim Reaper, don't worry. This is fine. This is fine. This is all... Well, I was gonna take a look at their design because there was something spooky about it. And not the obvious thing. Getting the parry
proportions?
obliterated her head. Something about the hair struck me as weird.
I
Like...
mean, the fact that there is hair, that is weird.
Is weird. But I couldn't tell, right? I almost suspect that the ones with sides are supposed to be, I guess if we had to do very oblique, skeletal biological sexing, I would do it female.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I see that.
And I wasn't quite sure where I was getting that from. But, at least partially off of... Good lord, it's so pretty.
Yeah, I mean, that is grammatically female in French.
True.
Not that I think that's not that I think that's a factor here, but it's a fun fact.
It is a good fun fact.
Oh. rude. Very
I'm wearing
rude.
your same things. Come on. Don't be like that. What are these?
Ooh, flat helm.
Yeah.
And we've got a palisade.
What is your whole thing? What is your whole deal? Very interesting. It's pretty much just helm but flat, isn't it? Like, their
Yeah.
whole thing is just that they have a flat helm, and they are otherwise pretty...
Just kind of dude.
Pretty much just your standard, kind of sort of undead.
Yeah. Is that why they got that light in them?
I mean, I think that's the runes they drop mostly.
Oh, I see.
Ow.
This guy, on the other hand, does not have a flat helm.
Correct. And he is kind of rolling me. Ah, I went that way too soon. I'm getting cheeky and trying to just parry him instead of do. Ow. Instead of just...
Two of him now.
Yeah, this is getting out of hand. Missing that for a 5th time is kind of an issue. Ow. Come on, just... Oh, come on. How is that not a parry? Ow. Ow.
Oof.
Don't worry, we're good. We're still good.
We got potions for days.
Exactly.
It is very inconvenient to have shields, though. How dare.
Exactly. How dare they be, like, well-designed to provide a proper challenge in large numbers. As long as these guys don't hit me, and then I should be able to take this guy. Ah, not if I do that, though.
I hate it when the enemies are, like, actually good. Oh.
Meh.
But that one worked.
That one worked. We got it. I did grab the Academy scroll. Yes, guys, I did grab it. Glintstone Craftsman's Cookbook. Yay! Oh, cool.
Nice.
So we're in this whole new area. So we've got a whole new heraldry with a whole new set of people.
Oh,
Also,
boy. Lots of pottery to destroy.
lots of pottery to destroy, and
Oh.
everyone's, I think, associated with Raya Lucaria now.
Huh.
Which is extremely cool.
Yeah.
And we
Oh,
get
big
all these
fucking
little
bird.
magic areas. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I'm such a fan of all of this.
I
And
love a game you can explore. Hello.
another merchant. We're gonna go take a seat first, and then we'll talk to the merchant.
That was a sweet hat.
They're so cool. Oh, the merchants in this game are the coolest merchants. Oh, by the way, we also had a nitpick redeemed, which is basically the same thing, as a compliment, but the reverse. What's something you've seen that we don't super like so far?
Huh. This is a really interesting question. Because I feel like I don't necessarily have a good enough handle on the lore to be able to take it apart the way I would with something like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
You got anything that springs to mind immediately?
Not immediately, honestly. Now that I've beaten Godric, and actually kind of rolled Godric, in the point of, ooh, look, shiny new area, look at how cool it is. I think, though, right, we kind of had one earlier in that the pottery sucks, but I think
Yeah.
in general, I'm not finding myself super keen on their interior spaces. I think it's far and away the weakest part of their design.
Okay, yeah, when you were talking about this, I was thinking, like, I do like how much ruined imagery and sort of unused imagery there is from a kind of post-Roman perspective and from a Victorian idea of the medieval perspective. But presumably people do live in places in this world. I would like to see some places that look like people live in them and take care of them sometimes.
Silly.
Like,
Who would do that?
Not all chapels are ruined, and not all cathedrals or castles are half empty and
Full
filled
of crazy
with dust.
people.
Exactly. Yeah, it's more kind of me going like, it's a shame that you don't get to see any of these environments in the way that they would actually have been lived in.
Yeah.
Because this game is doing so many other things well that I think they would probably do that too if they actually tried.
Exactly. And I know they're not interested, like, a big part of the themes is that this is a world in decline, but a world in decline, from the grand, like, mytho-imperial idea, is not a world that is devoid of, like, people going about their lives.
Yeah, exactly. And people will often still inhabit the same spaces, and they'll still treat them as spaces to be lived in, even if they can't keep them up the same way they used to.
No matter. Why don't... Don't ask me how I got my...
By the way, these guys are great. I love these nomads. Nomadic merchants. They are all dressed like this in varying colors, and they all have a musical instrument, and they all have a bow with a hand on it.
I was wondering what the instrument was.
Some sort of, like, I don't know, bow banjo thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just wondering, because it doesn't look like it could fit a ton of strings on. It's one of those
Yeah.
very slender-bodied instruments. Not that dissimilar to an erhu, I guess.
Yeah, that's my thought too, but unlike an erhu, the bow is detached.
Yeah.
And
has a
it
hand on it.
and it clearly has three, well, there's only, looks like 2 strings actually rendered, but there are clearly supposed to be 3 strings on it.
Going to be a sanhu, if anything.
There are 3 pegs, even if only 2 of them actually have strings attached to it.
Yes. I mean, this annoys me less than the half in AC Valhalla.
By a lot.
Like, this is a nonsense instrument on purpose. Hello, is that a donk?
Uh-huh. Sort of. It's got a very long neck.
I was going to say, mildly impressive and scary type of donkey.
It's a donkey, but slightly fucked up, which is honestly, again, a thing this game does extremely well. Why did...
Ooh, bog time.
Oh, screw that.
What? No.
Go away. Nope.
Chances of being attacked by spider people in the bog are low, but never 0.
Exactly. Miyazaki, don't, I know you love the poison bogs, but did you really have to add spider people to the poison bogs?
I'm also noticing kind of ruins, bridges, aqueduct in the landscape.
There's certainly a something, right? Ah!
Yeah, there's... Oh my god.
Not another spider people. Strictly unnecessary. Yeah, there's just like a edge of a building? Like, this isn't an aqueduct, I don't think.
Yeah, it's just not attached to anything else that would make sense of what the building is.
It's just ruins for ruin's sake, right? There's no,
Yeah,
I guess, right?
It's the poly you build in your garden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can see, like, some of it seems to be diagonal, so I can see if it's like people took this up and so some of the load-bearing stuff disappeared. But, like, there's no new buildings around here, right? So nobody has been taking the stone to build with, which is usually how stuff ends up in that state.
Is that a lobster?
It's something.
I think that's a lobster. Let's go.
It's
beautiful. I believe in us. We can fuck up a lobster.
I fucking love.
Oh god, I'm not gonna. Oh god.
Come on the back.
This was a mistake.
No, not the claws. I mean, at least we're doing this on a horse.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's better. I don't think that's actually a good idea, because I can't block on the horse.
I see the problem, yeah.
Or dodge. Ow.
Fun fact, lopistra is one of the first words that they teach you in Old English in my department.
Really?
You learn one animal a week, and lopistra is one of the very first.
I am a fan. Love it.
Yeah.
Good choice.
There's also Olfend, which is camel. And
Yep.
Huilenmoose, which is a bat. Literally a fast mouse.
Incredible. Great
Yeah.
choice. Hello.
Oh, radioactive green crystals! Love it.
Yep. Please give me the glintstone firefly. Thank you.
Right, this time we don't engage the lobster.
Don't.
We do engage the lobster.
No, we just run past the lobster at speed. The lobster
I'm
is
down.
gonna ruin our day, but I do want my 200 runes, so because I'm greedy, we're gonna get a bit too close to the lobster in hopes of locating it.
Splendid.
Perfect. Oh look, and for our troubles we get another church. You know, just what we will.
So many concepts in this game.
Oh, sorry. These are just ruins. Totally not a church, we promise. Ignore everything about this design.
I love it. I mean, I will say, like, you do. Again, very post-Reformation, but you do get sometimes ruins of houses that used to be nunneries or
Yeah.
monasteries until they became houses. Some of the time I actually live near some of those, so
Amazing.
doesn't have to still be used as a church, but nonetheless, oh my god, there's so many of these in the landscape. Hello? Oh,
Is someone there?
you again?
Would
You
you
again.
donate any Shaburi grapes in your possession to me?
I don't have any.
Pilgrimage, and so that when I eat one of the...
I don't have any of those. If I find any, I'll give them to you to move you to the next ruin. So we can find you again. So we can give you another one to move you to the next ruin. I see where this is going.
If anything, the least pilgrimagey thing about this is how all of the pilgrims you meet are on their own.
True.
Nobody's traveling in a group, nobody's telling stories, nobody's got a guide with them.
Yep. It is very much the idea of pilgrimage as form of outcasting.
Oh, hello. Oh,
I'm sorry, I don't have a choice.
a cursed doggy.
And something around here is going to
Oh,
presumably
Padre?
have another Shibriri grape. And will let me do more things. Presumably. Who's aggroed on me? Oh heck, everyone's aggroed on me. That's bad. That's not great. Ow.
It's just not fair.
That's like 7 of them. We're good. We're fine.
Oh, I've got another cursed doggy.
This is fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're still fine. Kill the doggy. Kill this dude. Sorry, not that this dude in the chat. This dude who's attacking me. No. No. Heck. I got too close.
Yeah.
There we go. That's that one dead. Honestly, this could have gone way worse. Ow. We're not done yet though, so I shouldn't say too much. Now we're done.
This thing where we keep encountering like undead soldiers, you know, men with arms. Oh, cursed doggy.
Oh, goodbye. Hello. We
How
did
frequent
it.
are specifically kind of armed men as a form of undead you have to fight?
They're the most common.
Yeah, because see, this is what I'm thinking is like part of the post-apocalyptic vibe. It feels like is having a bunch of literally undead soldiers with like nothing left to do, nothing left to fight except prey on people they encounter in the landscape.
Yes.
Which is, yep.
And they
did
are,
that.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, it works. Big fan. I don't feel like you necessarily need to be making them undead, But I think the point of
No.
making them undead is pretty much just to justify being able to be almost
Yeah.
perpetually violent against them.
And I kind of like the I mean, yeah, that seems to be the main point of undeadness in this game, certainly. But I also kind of like the metaphor of, like, they really did never come back from whatever conflict they were involved in. Like, they now only exist in a form of violence.
Yes. And this dude with the gifted sub to Cheap Talk, enjoy all of the extra emotes. Hey look, and there's a Shabriri grape. We should actually look at that Shabriri grape. Shabriri grape. I assume that's an important item. Yep.
I like that we have plants.
Yellow oozing eyeball of the infirm. The surface is shriveled, and the inside is squishy, not like a large, overly ripe grape.
Okay, so it's not a grape, it's an eyeball.
Why did you call it a grape if it's actually an eyeball? This is...
And that's
Ugh.
the most Elden Ring thing ever, though, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ugh.
You thought this was a nice piece of fruit? No.
Surprise!
It's a body part.
Hey look, there's another band of random, like,
Marauders.
people running around being jerks. Potentially very bad, oh, heck. Heck. Yep, in trouble if I do not heal. Ow.
They all come in packs these days.
I survived. I survived on 1 HP. Kill that one. Kill this one. Get staggered. Heck. There it is. That's what I was looking for the whole time. Goodbye.
Lovely.
Now let's go give the blind woman an eyeball.
Good, good.
Because it's totally a grape, we promise, right? That's what
Yep.
you do with grapes, you feed them to people.
Yep.
Yep.
You definitely don't do that with eyeballs ever.
Nope.
Hello? Would you donate any sugar? I'm on a pilgrimage, and when I eat one of those,
Okay.
I
Yes.
am not like the others who they rest their trembling hands upon me. Howling wordlessly, they gently stroke my eyes.
Oh, that's
Their
horrifying.
frail fingers, emaciated. Yet still, they give me the grapes. But you
Ooh, don't like that.
seem somehow firmer.
Mm-hmm.
You are most kind. May the blessing of the
Well. That's generally horrible.
Did that give us any explanation as to who the others are, or is that
I think
just
it's
a
all
horrifying
like
mystery?
the shades and undead that we're over at here.
Cool, 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 cool.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Why are they giving her grape?
No. Lore? I assume for the reasons of lore. God.
Yep.
Let's take a look. There's another church over there. There's another church up there.
At some point, you just have to love it, like...
I mean,
This is-
I'm honestly impressed. They are getting the proper church to quantity of land ratio.
It's just that there's no other buildings in it.
Exactly. They forgot to put the rest of the buildings in between the churches, but it is the right church to land ratio.
Yep. And like, this is a good game to play to get an idea of what the Middle Ages felt like, because you can't fucking get away from the church.
Honestly. You didn't have to attend church, but you definitely always were controlled by it.
Yeah.
In that it dictates time.
Yep.
In a somewhat substantial way, it dictates time.
It does.
And it
geez.
is extremely cool. It's extremely cool that it does so. Oh. Sneak. I guess that just took me straight to Raya Lucaria. Okay. Let's go. Firstly, and most importantly, have a seat. Oh, secondly, take a look at this. Oh.
This looks like
A
a big
meeting
fucking
placement.
snowflake with a crest on it. Oh no, I see. It's full of magic.
It's... I mean, it's like an expanded version, but if you stripped out the edges of the hexagon, it's a Kabbalah.
Oh god, that's what I was thinking of.
Right, it's got
Wow.
it's got extra corners on the end there, but in a somewhat substantive way, right? That's the Sephiroth.
Of course it is. This is like way out of my wheelhouse, but this is.
I mean,
This feels like something this game would do.
It's a very European magic sigil thing. Just turn the dial up that little bit farther.
Yep.
Which is good. It's exactly in line with what you expect from this game's late medieval milieu.
Yep. Obviously, that in turn says stuff about the late medieval period and its
Yes.
conception of magic.
Yep. Also, pointy.
Pointy.
Interesting.
I love it.
Interesting. Wait. Unfortunately, I don't have the telescope to actually look up there, but it looks to me like, well, they're technically both Gothic. Raya Lucaria itself and the town at the base of Raya Lucaria look basically totally different.
Yeah.
Right, they're both Gothic.
Exactly.
They both have flying buttresses. But they're clearly not built at the same time or by the same people.
They have different ideas of what a building should be. Oh, here we go.
Heck, not really what I wanted to do.
Well, now he can't fire that at us.
True, but I aggroed people to it.
Yes.
That's alright. I can force them to come around here. Boo. There we go. That worked out much better. Also, that's a bomb.
I was gonna say, what is that? Why are there bombs here?
Why is it... Well, that's worse than a bomb.
Look at somebody's head! Oh, I don't like that imagery at all.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Nope. Oh, acquire materials. Mushrooms. Nope. Nope. Oh, heck. It's too close. Run fast, be good. We're gonna try and fight it. Wow.
That is something.
Hey, go on. You want to attack this dude, right? Go. Attack this guy. Nope.
Oh my god, it just wheels itself around.
Yeah, light him on fire. There we go.
And all we have to do is avoid getting lit on fire.
Oh god, but nope. I cannot take that thing on. I did like 3... Oh, there's a dude in the back. I just have to get behind
There's a
it.
dude in the back. Huh. But it...
Ow.
Very fast.
Ow.
It's
Stop
doing
it.
remarkably little damage to the local landscape.
There's someone with an arrow too. You have a crossbow, sir. Don't. Just, like, don't.
You know, having a giant spinny bomb around here does kind of make you wonder if maybe wizards didn't have an academy.
Yeah. Ow. 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 Heal. Cool. Good, you ram yourself into a wall, so I should be able to do some damage to you. I believe in us.
Yeah, we can do this. I mean, we're not dead, and we did figure out that there was a guy in the back, and we did do some damage to it. Oh, look at that.
Got him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goodbye, whole thing. So that was extremely cool. I hated it, but it was extremely cool.
Yeah, as a mechanic for a fight, I can't criticize it.
Also, it's like a gothic grotesquerie, right? I've definitely seen things that look basically the same thing of like a horrifying tongue stuck out bearded man on the sides of churches.
Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought of it in those terms.
It's totally like a Green Man-esque grotesquerie, but also a giant flamethrower.
But it spits fire, yeah. Which I guess also, like, some of the stuff you get on the side of churches is spitting water, so it's kind of ironic.
Yeah. Excellent.
Could this be a door?
I mean, no. No, it couldn't be. One of these has got to have a door in it.
This architecture is so pointy. I
so...
can't get over it.
There's so much.
Every time I think I've adjusted to the fact that this game is nothing but pointy.
It gets pointier.
It gets pointier.
Ah, heck. Damn it. Rolled.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely dominated.
Yep.
It's a shame that these don't actually have interiors, though. This seems to just be, pointy.
I feel like if they had interiors, it would give the game away about the fact that, like, this landscape is nothing but churches.
Yeah.
We haven't designed what the inside of any other type of building looks like.
That's very true. I mean, they imply so many interests, like a whole city implied to be underneath here. Look at that. The sunken roofs of things crumble. Oh, heck.
Yeah.
Heck. I deserve that.
I am kind of getting Oxford vibes, I will confess.
Yeah, that's understandable. And I jumped very badly when he appeared out of nowhere.
But you dealt with him with all speed.
Exactly. Turns out I forgot weapon arts were a thing, and that they are in fact very good. Yeah, it is a Holy Land. Right, Ludwig, the problem is that it is a long time after a terrible war. Right? Some sort of sacral space being... rather dumpstered by a war is theoretically possible, though, in my opinion, somewhat unlikely. It's just that, if it's a long time, why do they not rebuild?
Yeah, like, where are people living?
Yeah. Oh god, he just nearly dumpstered me.
I mean, who is feeding them? And where is that food being produced?
Food? No food, only, eyeballs.
Oh god.
And they're all undead anyway, so you don't need to worry about food production. Or I guess you could lead hunts for the lobsters? I don't know. Do you want to eat one of those lobsters?
I could eat some of it.
I feel like if it's that big, there can't be any flavor left in the lobster.
You roast it on a really, really big spit and invite the whole town.
True. Seems plausible to me. Also, we have mushrooms. You can make a lobster mushroom bisque or something.
Oh, lovely. A whole vat of it.
Indeed. That, honestly, that sounds unironically tasty.
Yep.
I want lobster bisque now. I live in Boston. I could just get some. I have the power.
Yes.
We'll see, though. I think we have to die horribly first.
Oh, yeah, this is looking like we might...
This is either a friend... Oh, hey, it's one of the people...
Friend?
It's one of the people who we shot to, but not dead.
Friend!
Technically.
You. Please. I can read them. Your fingers. Please, your fingers.
That
What is going on here?
doesn't...
Bless you.
Should I be worried? I mean... Yeah, poems I've heard of. Reading...
Slaughter. Slaughter. The all-hearing slaughtered. But alas, it was for naught. But all you need do is snatch it from the big pot.
Oh dear.
I don't know what I'm snatching, and I'm...
The poor.
Michaela's
Yes,
favor, I guess? I don't know. Let's go find a, Let's go find some grace first, and then we'll head back to Round Table, and then we'll call it a night, though. Because unfortunately, this will have to be pretty short, because I know it's getting late for you, and I have another commitment that is coming up very shortly. So, let's go find some more grace so that we don't lose all this progress. We need to go talk to Gideon, and then we need to, call it a night.
Be very interesting if we do find something valuable in a cooking pot. Very champion's portion.
Very. Oh, heck. This is actually very bad for me, though, real quick. We nailed it. It turned out we were fine. It turned out it was all fine.
Yep.
Perfect.
It's over. I have the high ground.
Exactly.
Oh, crossbow, eh? Oh no.
No,
I missed
he
my-
had a crossbow.
mistook him.
He just switched instantly. 'Cause why not?
Oh my god, there's so many of these guys.
There's so many of them right now.
Why is your fake Oxford entirely staffed by soldiers?
Ow. 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 Don't worry, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. We're still fine.
And we still have the high ground.
Exactly. Ow. I lived with 1 HP. This is fine. Alright. These are the finger ears. They were the interpreters of the two fingers. Well, that's lovely lore, but, wish I knew who the two fingers were.
Damn.
Beyond the vaguest of ideas. Why is whomst? Whymst?
Where?
It's a Celtic high crossbow without any of the bits that make it work. Actually-
crucially, it's not a cross.
Exactly. But right, stylistically, that's the most obvious parallel to me.
Yeah, think of the multiple panels.
Like, there's almost like a reliquary space. Like, this is a stationary reliquary. In which case, it should be on top of an altar with a thing in that little window right there.
Yeah. That is odd.
Academy Gate Town. Tell me that there is grace nearby. Please tell me that there is grace nearby this town. If there is not grace nearby this town, I'm going to be quite upset. There is a golden seed. Fan of that. That's half sunken, so there's no grace there.
Everything in this game is so sunken.
God, I mean, Wales, am I right?
Country fucking Goylords.
Exactly. What could be more appropriate than the bog gods taketh?
Well, indeed. The bog gods giveth, the bog gods taketh away.
There is a grace up the stairs I went down. Okay, backtracking.
Actually, this is also fairly appropriate to both Oxford and Cambridge, being both kind of built on swamps.
Yeah. Also, I love that it is a town built around this whole thing. Right?
Yep.
That the idea that there's a town outside the gate of this like hybridized castle academy thing feels very good.
It just makes sense.
So you were telling me that there is a site of grace somewhere around here, and I'm just blind. Deaf? All the above? That seems weird. Yeah, that's the one we came from. That's the one we came down from. We went through the whole space backwards. Because we went around.
Yep.
I just didn't want to find a different one, so that way we can get to wherever we wish to be. I just don't know if there's one actually nearby. That's a demi-human. No, that's a swamp people.
That's character design.
That H.P. Lovecraft would like a word for you. I think you just committed copyright infringement.
I feel bad for it, actually. It had the kind of face you feel sorry for.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. He's just a fish. He's just vibing.
He's just a fish man.
Straight across the poison swamp. I'm sure this is all fine. Hey, look, I could teleport somewhere else mysterious. Actually, that's not the worst idea. If I teleport somewhere else mysterious and unpredictable, then I would absolutely find Grace there. Or I could just ride off this way until, guess something or other. I don't know. We'll see. There's one. There's one right here.
Oh, good.
Luckily, they give you little glowy things whenever you get vaguely close to one.
That is helpful.
Yeah. Honestly, really good bit of design there. Just to let that be... Oh, wow. We have now uncovered so much more space. Also, no map. Anyway, I want to talk to Gideon, and then we're going to call it a night.
Cool. Gideon, let us into your office.
Let us into your office. I guess these are the two fingers.
Oh.
I don't enjoy that. Never mind.
Why is this game so full of body parts?
Because it's the best representation of medieval Christianity and its obsession with relics?
That is a fair point. Point.
Honestly, though, right? Honestly, I cannot think of a medievalist game, i.e. a game that adapts the Middle Ages, that does a better understanding of, like, medieval Christianity's obsession with the human body.
And the way that imagery is present in absolutely everything.
And not in a enjoyable, subtle, or...
Uh-oh. What happened? What did you do?
I think maybe instead, we need to talk to these folks. So this might be... We might figure out what they're praying about next time.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're gonna do.
I hope Roderica's okay.
I can't talk to Gideon until I talk to the two fingers. Okay, so then we will talk to them next time, because frankly, I don't have the energy to deal with two giant fingers wiggling at me. I'll be honest, I don't have the will for that. So I think we'll call it a night here. Thank you so much, Eleanor, for coming on. This was lovely, as always.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I very much enjoyed rambling in beautiful landscapes.
Oh, this is the perfect game to ramble in beautiful landscapes too.
Yep.
So, Big thanks, as always, to our patrons, everyone listed here, plus Zoe Alden, who I have not yet added to the overlay, for helping support the stream and make this possible. Big thanks to everyone who followed, came into chat, and subscribed or gifted subs. We'll be back on Tuesday. We're going to take this Sunday off, and then we'll be back on Tuesday with a game I'm super excited for. It's called Skabma Snowfall. It's a game by Sami developers about the Sami. And so I'm picked up some books this week. I'm doing some research to try and do this justice. It's going to be, it looks like it's going to be a really, really cool time and be a really interesting addition to Indigenous people making games about and for themselves. And that is something I love so much. So I hope you will all join me for that. And until then, I hope you all have a good rest of your night.
Good night.